Welcome back, guys. In this session I'm going to show you how we can write one polymorphism example. Okay, so let us say here I have a class manufacturer. Okay, and this fellow has a function saying that he sells laptop like this. Okay, and here in this function we are going to print like this. We sell all laptops like this. Okay, now there will be a class, one more class, which wants this sell laptop property. Okay, so what this company Dell will do, it is going to inherit that property from the manufacturer class. Okay, I'm going to write like this. Okay, and now it is going to write that same function like this, sell laptops. Okay, but it will override the functionality of that. Okay, so it will say we sell only Dell laptops. Okay, now just like class Dell, there might be many companies. Okay, so they also everybody wants to sell their own laptops. So what they will do, they will create separate classes like this. So let me create here, let's say class Lenovo. Okay, they will sell Lenovo laptops, and just like this there will be one more class. Let's say this class name I'm going to keep it as Asus. Okay, and he will say we are selling the Asus laptop like this. We sell only Asus laptop. Okay, now as a customer, so I will make a class like this. Okay, let's say customer. Okay, as a customer, I'm going to simply say right now we are not doing anything, so we are simply passing. Okay, now as a customer, we want to purchase this laptops. Okay, so what we will have to do, we will have to create the objects of each and individual classes like this. So what I will do, for if I have to buy Asus laptop, I have to create the Asus object like this. Okay, and then using the a reference variable, I will have to call the sell laptop method. Okay, so if I run this program right now, see, we sell only Asus laptop. Okay, and just like this, if I want some other Dell, Lenovo or Dell, what we will have to do, we will have to create the object of that particular class. Okay, Lenovo like this. Okay, and using the L reference variable, I will have to call the sell laptop method again. Okay, then again, if I want to buy a Dell laptop, I will have to create the object of Dell class like this, and using D reference variable, I will have to call the sell laptop method. Okay, so if I run this program right now, it is going to print the output like this, but that is not what our intention is. Okay, our program is to find what is that runtime polymorphism. Okay, this is because this is an example for polymorphism. Okay, our object will behave like Asus object. Okay, our object will behave like Lenovo object, or our object is going to behave like Dell object. Okay, so it's the object's behavior at different stages of its life cycle that is called as polymorphism, like many forms. Okay, now see guys, as a customer, what I will do, I will not call a.sell or l.sell laptop or d.sell laptop. Okay, we have just 3 objects right now with us. Okay, now what I will do, see, I will go to Amazon to buy the laptop. So here let's assume there is a separate class called as Amazon. Okay, this this class here, this class will have its own definition, saying that we sell all brands like this, and it will take let's say it takes one value. Okay, let's say M. Okay, and in this function, using this M reference variable, it is going to call the cell laptop methods. Okay, like this. Okay, so this cell all brands. Okay, so what it is going to do, it is going to make an object of this manufacturer class like this. Okay, so now let's save this program, and as a customer, okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say a or wait, let's say we create the object of Amazon class am. Okay, am equal to Amazon like this. Okay, and pass, okay, and pass the a object. Okay, because I want to buy Asus laptop. Okay, now let's save this program and let's run it. Okay, it says Amazon takes no argument. Okay, yeah, because here we have not created the constructor of Amazon. Okay, but what we will do, we will do like this. Okay, here instead of creating its own function, okay, let us say we create that init function. Okay, that init constructor, okay, which takes the parameter m. Okay, and m is going to call the cell laptop method. Okay, so now let's run this program. Okay, see guys, it says we sell Asus laptop which we have just purchased from Amazon. Okay, now my a reference variable of the Asus object is behaving like m. Okay, m reference variable. Okay, now suppose if I wanted the Lenovo laptop, I would have entered L, and now my L reference variable would have acted like m. Okay, it is taking different forms. Okay, then if we run this program, we would get Lenovo laptops. Okay, now if I want to buy Dell laptops, I would have given D reference variable inside the constructor of Amazon class, and now this M would have acted like D. Okay, now let's run the program and we would have got Dell laptops like this. Okay, now just like this Amazon class, let's say we go to some other company called as Flipkart. Okay, so here let us create that Flipkart class, Flipkart. Okay, now this Flipkart class also has its own constructor. Okay, in this let's say we are taking the reference variable as f or something. Okay, now what we will do for Flipkart, okay, fm. Okay, I'm going to create the Flipkart constructor like this. Okay, and now here let's say suppose if I want to buy a Lenovo laptop, I will pass the reference variable L, okay, inside the Flipkart constructor. Okay, and let's run the program. Okay, it says m is not defined where, okay, here, sorry, so here I will have to change it to f. Okay, now let's save it and let's run the program. Okay, see guys, the Dell laptop we have purchased from Amazon. Okay, like this. Okay, and the Lenovo, okay, Lenovo laptops we are purchasing from the Flipkart company. Okay, so this is how runtime polymorphism example can be done. Okay, so let me just, okay, remove off all the spaces so that you will be able to see the entire program perfectly. Okay, see guys, this is an example for runtime polymorphism. Okay, so our object is taking different forms at different stages of its life cycle. Okay, so these are the objects which is acting like m or f. Okay, so thank you very much for watching guys. Okay, I'll see you in the next topics.